Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I have another wonderful topic for you. Master yourself, the real way to break self-destructive patterns. So let's jump right into it. I know many people want to know, how do I stop self-destructive habits? How do I stop reacting emotionally? How do I finally become the person I know I can be? Well, let me give you the most honest answer here. You don't change your life by fighting your habits. You change your life by changing your state, your identity, and your daily inner discipline. Because real transformation starts where? Within. And the thing is, we know that, but sometimes we don't do enough self-work. So first, regulate your body before you try to change your behavior. You cannot build a new life in a stressed body. When you're anxious, angry, overwhelmed, your nervous system is in survival mode. If you want to read up more about it, just look up Dr. Joe Dispenza. He has tons of information on that. And survival mode cannot create transformation. So before you try to change your thoughts, before you try to fix your life, regulate. How? Well, do some slow breathing exercises. Relax your jaw. Lower your voice. Step away if needed from whatever you're doing. Strength is not dominating others. Strength is mastering yourself. And it is said beautifully here, the strong person is the one who controls himself when angry. Control begins with regulation. State change before life change. Second, interrupt the pattern at the thought level. Every destructive behavior begins with a thought. So see, most people live like this: thought, emotion, reaction. But powerful people live like this: thought, pause, choose. Just because a thought enters your mind does not mean it deserves your obedience. Another scripture tells us, do not follow that of which you have no knowledge. Not every thought is truth. Not every emotion deserves expression. Pause and ask yourself here, is this thought true? Is this useful? Is this aligned with who I am becoming? Or are you just following the crowd? That single pause begins rewiring your brain and purifying your inner world. I like this one. As Rumi wrote, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. Third, don't just remove bad habits. Replace them. That's the key. You cannot create a vacuum in the soul. If you remove something destructive, guess what? You must replace it with something stronger. You don't just remove anger, replace it with calm response. You don't just remove gossip, replace it with silence or upliftment. Don't just remove procrastination, replace it with 5 minutes of action. Because replacement creates power, suppression creates tension. Another scripture reminds us, indeed, good deeds erase bad deeds. So transformation isn't about fighting darkness, it's about turning on the light. Fourth, shift your identity. This is the real level of change. Habits do not change permanently until identity changes. So stop saying things like this maybe to yourself. I'm just like this. I'm emotional. This is my personality. This is how I am. This is how I've always been. Instead, declare something new. I am becoming disciplined. I respond. I don't react. I am building emotional mastery. I am aligned with a higher standard. The Bible even says, be transformed by the renewal of your mind. And another beautiful scripture says, indeed, God will not change the condition of people until they change what is within themselves. Identity drives behavior, and when identity upgrades, behavior follows. Fifth, daily inner cleansing. Non-negotiable here. You clean your body every day, right? I sure hope so. So you must also clean your heart every day. You must reflect, take 5 to 10 minutes of quiet reflection. Sit in stillness, review your day. Ask yourself some questions like this. Where did I react? Where did I choose better? Where can I grow tomorrow? This is inner purification. This is self-mastery. Small daily corrections create massive transformation. Rumi says, "Why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open?" So prison of your own mind. Every day is a chance to walk out of old patterns. Number 6, design your environment wisely. Willpower is usually weak, but environment can be powerful. If you surround yourself with negativity, your mind will absorb negativity. If you surround yourself with growth, your mind will rise. Protect your space, guys. Protect your input, protect your energy. Scripture even reminds us to be conscious of who and what surrounds us, because what you sit with, you eventually become. And here's the deepest truth. You don't defeat self-destructive patterns by fighting them endlessly. You outgrow them. As your awareness rises, as your nervous system stabilizes, as your identity strengthens, the old version of you begins to feel unnatural. And that is when change becomes effortless. This is not about motivation, this is about mastery. So, regulate your body, pause before reacting, and hopefully you're not reacting, you're responding. Replace destructive habits, upgrade your identity, reflect daily, design your environment. But do this consistently, and you will not only change your habits, you will transform your entire life. Because the greatest victory you will ever achieve is mastery over yourself. So, if this spoke to you, if you felt something shift inside while you're listening, then don't just watch and move on. Apply one step today, just one even. Because real transformation doesn't happen from information, it happens from embodiment. If this message supported you, grounded you maybe, or gave you clarity to some extent, share it with someone who is on the journey of growth as well, and they might need to hear this. And if you're committed to mastering yourself, your emotions, and your life, make sure you subscribe and stay connected. This space is for growth. This space is for elevation. This space is for becoming the strongest version of who you were created to be. Your next level begins within. So listen. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.